70% of our serotonin is made in our gut. We have an unhealthy gut, we're not making serotonin, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
The happy hormone, the feel-good thing. In this episode, Michael and I sit down with Bridget Mallinson. She is the founder of Gut Personal, a mega wellness brand that is focused on making sure that you perform at your best. She is one of our friends. We adore her, and she is going to be breaking down everything that you need to know about your health. We're going to be talking about what to invest in, what not to waste your money on, habits that you should ditch, and what you should adopt instead. If you are focused on your health, if you want to feel better, if you want to look better, if you want to perform better, if you want to have more freaking energy, this episode is for you. Make sure you listen all the way through. There's going to be discounts. There's going to be opportunities for you to really learn more about your health. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let's get into it.
Hey, welcome to the Insurance Buzz. We are your hosts, Michael and Courtney Weaver, and we have a very special guest of ours today. She is a friend. She is amazing. She is the founder of Gut Personal, Bridget Mallinson. Bridget, what's going on?
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here with you both today.
I am like gritting my teeth.
Hell yeah, baby. We talking about health. We talking about wealth. We talking about just doing good in life and feeling good at the same time.
Bridget, I wanted to bring you here because I made a bold claim at the beginning of 2025. And I said, this is the year that I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. And then I started pulling in all of my resources. And you, as a functional dietitian, as the founder of a wellness company, I'm like, all right, come in here, teach the people everything that we need to know. And I'm so excited for this because before we started, I'm like, okay, if I had to describe an insurance agency, so the people in the insurance agency are physically, emotionally, and financially stressed. Little stress balls. It's just like constantly coming at them all the time. So let's talk about our health, because without our health, we have absolutely nothing.
Absolutely. I think two things. One, this community is so lucky to have you both because you guys walk the walk and you talk the talk, okay? And not everyone has role models like that to say, hey, these people are crushing it in their business, they're creating this amazing community, and they're taking care of their health, the best shape of their life, like, let's go. So one, I want to say that. And two, I resonate with that. While not an insurance agent, I am an entrepreneur. So the financial stress of owning a business, the emotional stress of trying to keep it all together, and the physical stress of living daily life and trying to feel my best. I get it as an entrepreneur. So I'm your people too, so I'm really excited to dive into health and wealth today.
So let's start. If somebody were to come to you, what would be the obvious signs that you're like, ooh, we need to make some changes?
Yeah. Not sleeping, waking up in the middle of the night with that spiral stress thoughts, not being able to go to sleep. Sleep is such an important thing. And whenever that's disrupted, there's deficiencies, there's most likely gut issues there, and hormonal imbalances. So sleep is one. Being bloated. A lot of us are bloated after we eat. Maybe we're eating at our desk, we're eating really fast, but we're feeling really crappy after we eat. That's one thing. And then not having a lot of energy. Those are like the three main things that I see with my high achievers who need some extra support.
Bridge, when you say, I just called you Bridge. All right. When you say bloated, is that the same as like inflammation?
They can be different. You know, everyone's root cause, I'm gonna kind of use them like blanket symptoms today, but it really depends on what's going on in that person's body. This is where we get really personalized at Gut Personal and say, okay, if someone's feeling bloated, like either distended or uncomfortable. When I think of bloating, that's mainly the feelings is, okay, I look down and I actually look bloated, or I'm just feeling really uncomfortable after I eat. Inflammation can be actually a lot different. You can feel inflammation as a pain in your gut. You can feel inflammation in your joints, and that's actually rooted in poor gut health too. But they're a little bit different.
Okay. And then as far as like energy, so when you say lack of energy, is this like the midday crash? Is this you don't want to get out of bed? Is this you're getting exhausted but you can't sleep? Or maybe all three? I have no idea.
All three, all
Okay.
of the above.
Okay, I love that we're having this conversation because if you were to look back, for me at least, in my 20s and probably even my early 30s and younger, health was all about how I looked. It was all about, I wanted to look a certain way. As I've gotten older, it's how do I feel? How do I perform? What is my energy? What is my mood? So we've kind of gone through a little bit about, okay, these are the things that are like red flags that we need to be paying attention to. What should our bodies feel like? What should our sleep look like? What should our energy look like? What should bloating, like, what should that actually look like?
I mean, you should have a great night of sleep, 8 hours optimally. You know, some people say, oh, some people don't need that time. No, research shows it's really 7 to 8 hours is optimal. Not waking up in the middle of the night, even to pee or, whatever. Do anything else. So sleeping all through the night, waking up with energy, not snoozing the alarm clock, waking up with energy, and then being able to have a cup of coffee and that, take you throughout the day. Not 4 cups constantly or an IV of caffeine, right? Not needing that. And waking up, go into the bathroom first thing. That is such a good sign of health and just feeling flat. I know a lot of people wake up and they feel crappy already in their gut and in their body when they wake up. You should feel energized. You should feel, okay, I just pooped. I'm flat. I feel good. And you should have like mental clarity too. I think that's a really big sign of, okay, you're on the right track. You can focus on a task for a long period of time. You have the energy to work an 8-hour day, not only the physical energy, but the mental energy as well.
Yeah, that's good. Who's the guy that's trying to biohack his life right now?
Oh, Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. So why I bring him up, Bridget, is I just
Or Kayla Barnes if you're into the girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but he said like the number, like obviously he's going way out there with a bunch of stuff he's doing, but he's like by far the best thing you can do is just get your 8 hours of sleep every night, and that's one of the easiest ways to biohack your life.
Yes, it's so true. My husband's been following him too. I've been telling my husband this for 10 years. And now, Brian says it and he's like, okay, like, let's go. Let's get some really great sleep. Like, blue light's bad at night. No shit.
Okay, all right. I want to break this down a little bit further because there is sometimes that I watch him and I'm like, bro, like I love that you want to live to be 700, but I want to make sure that we're actually living. So of the stuff that he does, and I know not all of us know everything that he's going through, is there anything on there that's like obvious bullshit that you're like, yeah, don't waste your time on this?
I think his really short window of eating is a little difficult. I think it's 4 hours of eating for one day. For us females, that could never work. Our hormones, we need those 3 balanced meals at least per day to support our hormones. Intermittent fasting for 20 hours does not work for women. And questionably might not work for men. You know what I mean? Like 15
So Bridget, so this is cool you're bringing this up because I've been an intermittent faster for a long time. I just did a blood test and I actually found out that since I am my blood sugar, glucose, I should actually be eating. So like the biggest window I should have is 12 hours. And I also had to reduce. So I was on a red meat pretty much kick where I was eating 8 ounces of steak with 4 eggs every morning for breakfast. And I kept wondering, like, why is my gut, like my gut just felt weird, like inflamed, and it wasn't going down while the rest of my body was, not to brag or anything, I'm looking pretty good right now, all right? So, but it popped in the blood report that like red meat really inflames my body. And so just being off of not red meat completely, but ultimately only eating it, 1 or 2 times a week now, my lower section that was inflamed has pretty much flattened out. And so just to reiterate what you're saying, just because it works for one person doesn't always work for you. And that's why what you're doing is so important, because you have the testing to be able to show, well, hey, here's how your body's going to be able to be optimized, the things you should be eating and things of that nature to help your gut health.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I love that Brian's doing, and that's really becoming like a trend, is personalized health, is getting the data of what the hell is going on in my body. Not me, me and Courtney, we might have the same symptoms, but what's going on within our body is completely different. So if we get testing, and I know you have done all the in-depth testing that we do, Court, that we can figure out, what do I uniquely need to do? And Michael, like you were just saying, I had information of what I needed to do differently, implemented, boom, you're looking good, you're feeling better. And it's this personalized health is so important, not only for my high performers, but anyone, to understand what is going on for me and what should I do to shift how I'm currently feeling.
Yeah, I love that we got connected when we did, and it's been 4 years now where we went through the whole process. And at that time, we were struggling with infertility. I wasn't feeling my best. My body was carrying it. It had this almost like extra fluid built up. And we went through this process, and it was really dialing in my diet. That's when I shifted over to gluten-free, and it was a game changer for me. It changed. Oh my gosh. If somebody's listening right now and you are struggling with, you're going to the bathroom after every single meal, you're avoiding foods because you know that instantaneously you won't be able to button your pants. If you wake up with pain, if you have pain throughout the day, if you have brain fog, like any of those things, that's not how you should feel. Like that's not how it should be.
Nor do you have to feel that way.
No, there is a different way. But the hesitation that I have, I'm bringing all of this up because we're going to talk about poop. Do we have to poop in the box? Is there another way to figure out what's actually going on?
So what you're referring to is our gut testing. So we actually, think about it like this. I know you guys love your dogs as children. When our dogs aren't feeling well, what do? We follow them outside, take their poop, and we bring it to the vet. So that's what we do at Gut Personal. That's a big way that we work with our clients, is doing poop testing. Oh my gosh, you poop in the box. It looks like a little fry container, for God's sakes. But it gives us the best answers. Now, when I was going to launch this company, as every entrepreneur does, and you guys are, as insurance agents, fixing problems for people. I wanted to fix a bigger problem, which was a lack of personalization in the supplement industry. If we're talking about one thing that's going to support your health so darn much and takes so little time, it's supplements. But they need to be personalized. So when I launched Gut Personal, I said, how can I personalize without doing a poop test? So we developed our quiz, and that really helps people to figure out, okay, what do I uniquely need to be able to do without doing the poop test?
Yeah.
It's a no for me, dog.
You'll do the blood. You'll pee in things, but when it comes to poop, I'm gonna have to be chasing him around with one of those little doggy bags. Be like, just do it.
I would guess my bottom dollar. If you were having gut issues enough, you'd be like, I'm in. Let's go.
If it was enough pain, for sure.
Absolutely would.
He does cold plunges. I mean, come on.
And this is why, not that we're having the poop conversation, but this is actually why I love that we're having this conversation, because, look, all the influencers out there, all the information you can get out there, right? Like the steak thing I was just referencing. Like, you see all these influencers with shredded 6-pack and 8-packs. Well, they also don't tell you they're on steroids, but that's a conversation for a different day. You need to eat steak and you're going to look just like me. It's like, dude, I'm one of the most disciplined people. Steak actually was making me look soft instead of ripped. And so that's why I love what you're doing for customers. We've obviously been working with you for 4 years. We're investors in your company. Like, we've been taking Gut Personal. I take every day. Like, it works, and it makes me feel. Over the 4-year transition, it has helped with more energy and understanding what's going on. But even more so now that you're doing personalized plans, I think that's amazing, because there's not a lot of companies out there, in my opinion, that do that. And my whole thing is, for you to be able to perform professionally, you have to take care of yourself personally. Who wants to get at the end of their career, and when I say career, you're 50 years old, you start to see the success, and then all of a sudden you have a heart attack and die, or you have a stroke and you can't freaking walk. Like, you have to take care of yourself along the way, because we all know those people. That's why the average person retires and they just don't live very long, because they didn't take care of themselves. And eventually it's like a snowball effect. It's a compounding effect, and where like what you're doing is so damn important, and that's why we wanted to bring you on.
Yeah, I was actually talking to somebody that specializes in health insurance, and she was saying that there's actually a clear marker, because you have to run so much blood work when you're giving somebody insurance. There's a clear marker at age 57 where you can see who took care of themselves and who didn't, and it becomes blatantly obvious of like, ooh. And I think all of us at any point in time can make a different choice to take care of ourselves. I think that at the very least, we deserve to feel good in our body and in our skin and in how we're showing up. I think where I get confused is kind of to your point, Michael. I hear so much information about I should be taking fish oils and I should be taking vitamin D, but make sure vitamin T goes with K2 and then make sure this folate's taken with a fat and all that. I'm like, Jesus. So let's talk about, how do I even know what a quality product is if I wanted to buy it?
Yeah, I think, there's so many supplement companies on the market, and to bring up the whole health influencing, some of it is bullshit, and it has good marketing, and it's a really poor quality product. They just have a lot of marketing spend. So that's a problem I saw as well when I was thinking about developing a supplement company. I was a supplement buyer at a holistic pharmacy, and I saw all these medical grade supplements that were third party tested, that did what they say they would, and were really incredible supplements, but they weren't doing this other aspect, which was education and empowerment of here's what you need for you, and the personalizing aspect. And so, I could rattle off a bunch of great supplement companies, but I think at the end of the day, it's really, finding, if you're really needing to get to the bottom of what's going on for you, finding practitioners that are really going to help you, like working with a functional dietitian. That's what we have on our team. Working with a functional doc if you want to go, see them in person. Finding that practitioner and allowing them to guide you. I wouldn't try to figure out insurance on my own. I would go to one of you to say, guide me, tell me what to do here, and not do, personally, I'm not a big researcher myself. I'm not going to do my own research on something I don't know what to do. I'm going to hire an expert. Yep. So if you're a high performer, if you want to feel better in your body, you need to hire that expert. You need to put your money where your mouth is. And to both of your points, you can feel good while being a high performer. And you can feel good at the end too. You can feel good on the journey, and you can feel good at the end and be like, wow, I'm retiring with all this money. I'm going on trips around the world like you guys do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that, Bridget. So getting the gut thing was new to me. And quite frankly, it's not that I even still know a lot about it. Like, I take the sups, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But let's just say that if somebody right now is listening and they could resonate with some of the things you said earlier, like not sleeping, hard to go to bed, my mind races all night, I don't have energy, of course I feel bloated all the time. What would be the first 1, 2, 3 action steps that you would recommend, whether it's some type of supplement to buy, some type of testing to do, maybe hey, just start getting into a routine of going to bed at this time and waking up at this time? What from a professional standpoint, what are you recommending if somebody resonates with those 4 or 5 that you listed earlier?
The number one thing I'm recommending is magnesium. Magnesium is literally, we call it the miracle worker at our company. It is our best-selling product. It is the supplement that every single person needs, especially my high performers. When we are go, 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 we run through magnesium and B vitamins. B vitamins are what give us energy. Magnesium is what calms us down and gets us to poop. So first, I would say add in magnesium at night. I love your idea, if we're talking about sleep optimization, of the same time every night, the same schedule. Optimally, and research shows this, between 10 and 6 is the perfect time to sleep. So I know a lot of my night owls, they can't rest because they're thinking about their work. They're thinking about the to-do list. Trying to have that wind down routine would be amazing. So magnesium, a routine, and then if you are struggling with the fatigue, the bloating, the I can't poop or I'm pooping too often, acid reflux, feeling crappy and full after meals. If you're having these gut symptoms, do gut testing. Figure out, let us help you and figure out what is the root cause of these symptoms that you're having. And most likely we'll get to the root cause of the energy and everything like that if we've got the sleep on lock.
All right, this is going to be a dumb question, but why the gut? Why does the gut tell you what's going on, or how can you tell what's going on in your body from just a gut test?
So there's so many systems in our body. All of our systems are connected. So in the United States, when we think of healthcare and we think of our bodies, we think of them in systems, right? So I have a migraine, I need to go to a neurologist, or I've got issues, I need to go to a gastroenterologist. We think of them as separate. What really is going on in the body is they are so interconnected. So with our hormones, let's say, hormones are uniquely tied to gut health. You actually make hormones. You make feel-good hormones in your gut. Isn't that bananas?
Wait, serotonin is made in your gut?
70% of our serotonin is made in our gut. We have an unhealthy gut. We're not making serotonin, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
The happy hormone, the feel-good thing.
Yes, and what are we doing if we don't feel good? SSRIs, right? No. Your gut-brain connection, this gut hormone connection is running the show. Now I'm going to blow your mind again. You know those people who are getting sick all the time? Like I'm just performing at a really high level. I have a cough all the time. I get sick all the time. My kids are giving it to me. No, 70% of our working immune system is also in the gut. So there's all these things that are interconnected. We digest our food in our gut. Yes, there's that. But then it's what we absorb. So let's say we're not digesting properly. All that incredible food you just ate, you're not getting the vitamins, the minerals from it. So then you're going to be deficient in those things. It's bananas.
Okay. Again, this is all new to me. This is good stuff. All right. How the hell? Okay, so I love these two statistics, but the gut. Okay, so the gut holds a lot of stuff. The gut is
the second brain.
Important. Okay, it's the second brain.
brain.
So, what are things that people are doing that can cause a bad gut? Like, is it eating bad food? Is it not working out? Is it not sleeping? Like, what are all these? Is it genetic? Like, what are all these indicators that could lead to, okay, I know I'm not sleeping. I know I have brain fog. I know I don't have energy, but what am I doing to cause this?
Oh my God. I mean, everything that you guys just said. So the big 5 root causes to poor gut health. 1, it is genetic in the way that our mother who birthed us gives us her gut microbiome. So it's genetic in that way. It's passed down between generation to generation. If my mom had a bad gut, I'm getting bad gut bugs when I'm born. So there's that. Second is how we eat. So we know through research that variety of plants, variety of what we eat actually improves or makes worse our gut. So if we are a food jagger, like bodybuilders, I work with ex-bodybuilders or people who are macro counting. Typically, they're eating the same thing every day for months on end. Mm-hmm. That reduces the amount of good bacteria in our gut. Good bacteria is what causes all of these amazing positive benefits of good gut health, like feeling good mentally, emotionally, everything like that. Feeling good in our body. Pesticides are they literally kill the bacteria in our gut. They kill good bacteria too. Same with antibiotics. Birth control. Research that links birth control with messing with your gut. So you can see just that, like our modern life. I mean, ibuprofen messes with our gut. There's tons of medications. There are so many things that we do on a daily basis, and we don't even think about its impact to our health, kind of long term, but also, short term. Stress. Oh my God, maybe the biggest. I didn't even mention that.
Stress.
Connection. Stress. When you are stressed, your brain sends signals to your gut to change. So it changes your gut bacteria, And then when the gut bacteria is changed, it sends signals up to your brain. I'm not making serotonin. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm trying to stay alive right now. I'm not going to make you feel good. So it's this gut-brain connection. Stress is probably the biggest problem when we're thinking, and biggest root cause to poor gut health. And then the more chronic the stress, the more we're reducing those good guys in our gut.
I am so obsessed with this so much because I think there's a lot of things that, especially where we live in America where things are siloed, and there's a lot of things that we can't control that are happening around us. There's a lot of oxidative stress that's happening. There's a lot of things that are coming at us. But I think if we have an option to optimize our bodies, why would we not? Like, we have the information now. Why would we not? Like, this is it. This is the only vessel that we have while we are here. Let's try to take the best care of it that we can. I hate to keep talking about poop, but I do. Can I ask you?
Bring it up again.
I'm going to
Okay.
bring it up
Okay.
again. There was something that was eye-opening to me. It was very eye-opening to me, and I like to talk about things nobody else likes to talk about. So let's talk about shit. You actually asked me to tell you what my morning bathroom bowel movements looked like, and you said they should look a certain way, and if they don't look a certain way, something is going on. So can you share that so that the people that are listening can immediately go, ooh, I have an issue, even if they don't think they have an issue. I have an issue, and my poop tells me, and I don't even have to put it in the box for it to tell me.
So your morning bathroom bowel movement should be one long snake. It should be, what's the word, smooth? Not having like little ripples in it. It should be one long 12 to 18 incher. Like that much. And that, like, it just comes right out very easily. Now, things on both ends of the bad spectrum that we see. Little rabbit pellets. That means you're dehydrated and magnesium deficient. And then on the other side of things, it's too loose. It just looks like one pile. You've got gut issues. You probably have bad bacteria in your gut. That's kind of the simple spectrum that we see. And then if you're not going to the bathroom every day, by golly, you need to be. That's how you take out the trash. Think about if you were to leave the trash in your house just sitting there. It's stinking up everything. You can't let the bad bacteria sit in your body. It's not going to make you feel good at all.
By golly, let's do it.
All right. I'm trying to think. This has been educational. This is so good.
Did you like all the poop conversation?
You know, I keep trying to pivot.
I know, you're like, I want to talk about something else. I think the reason that I bring it up is not because I like talking about it, because I actually don't. But I think that our body gives us cues. Our body tells us a lot when something is wrong. And I think what we have to really become advocates for is our own personal health, is to start paying attention to when my body is telling me things, instead of just pushing through and be like, you know what, I'm just going to have that 6 cup coffee. F it, let's roll. Like, let's just go for it.
I think, our body whispers before it screams. And so tune in, like literally right now, as you're listening to us three talk about this, tune in to where your body's whispering. Or is it screaming? A lot of clients we work with, it's been screaming for a while. And it's pretty darn common to allow it to scream for a while because we don't know what to do. We maybe want to, or maybe we're not even ready, to change our health because we think we have to do X, Y, and Z. I think that's something too as a company that we're always re-educating about. Sometimes when people are coming to us with constipation and bloating and acid reflux, they're like, but I don't want to take out gluten, Courtney. And we're like, but how do you know that's something you're going to have to do? We have all these conceptions about what I think I need to do to make my health better. It's not always true. You know what I mean? You might just be magnesium deficient and have a lot of bad gut bugs. We'll put you on a supplement routine, or maybe it is, you can't do the 6th cup of coffee. So I think there's a lot of misconceptions to healing. I would say to someone who's starting to feel ready or is ready to say, okay, I've had the screaming enough, or maybe you're even at the whisper part. Your body's whispering and saying, hey, pay attention. If you don't pay attention, I'm going to start screaming and it's not going to be fun. because you're not going to have the energy or the mental clarity to go crush it in your business. Focus on it then and say yes and take the next step of, yes, I need to feel better in my body. How do I do this? And get the right expert support.
Love that. What are like a few examples of whispers?
Ooh, whispers would be headaches. I do need a 6th cup of coffee. I'm feeling just a little bloated. I'm not going to the bathroom every day, but maybe every other. Those would be a little bit of the whispers that I'd think about. Hey, headaches aren't normal. Not being able to focus isn't normal. Not being able to go throughout your day without more coffee.
All right, let's go to the other end of the spectrum. What are screams?
Oh boy, it's hard for me to get out of bed. I'm not going to the bathroom for a week. I feel bloated or heartburn or acid reflux after I eat, even if it's after I eat X. You know, some people come to us and they're like, I just can't do dairy. And you're like, well, do you have a sensitivity to dairy, like an actual sensitivity, or are you just not breaking down food well? So we really, even as dietitians, don't usually remove foods without needing to. I would say those are probably the biggest. I mean, really feeling like crap in your body. I think, you know, as long as you can be self-aware, I think self-awareness is so important in health, but also in your business too, you know? And I love what you say. If you focus on your health, health is wealth. If you focus on your health and you do that work, your business will thrive too, because you feel so damn good. That radiates. When you guys are feeling good, you radiate, you know? You know it. You feel good, look good. Okay, I'm going to go crush it in business. If you don't feel good, look good, guess what? I'm not buying insurance from you. Okay?
No. Look good, feel good, do good, baby. Happy, healthy, wealthy. Let's do this.
People buy energy. They are buying energy. They're like, I don't know what they're doing, but I want some of it. I don't know what this person is doing, but I want to be there. I want to be a part of it.
It was like Justin last week was like, I just had to show up at your training because I need to distill some of your energy, man. I'm like, you show up anytime, baby. You show up anytime.
Yes.
Feed that, though. You have to feed that. I love your mission. I love what you are here to do. What does Gut Personal stand for? Like, what is the thing that you're like, I hope with this company that you founded on your own, you're like, okay, I have this idea. I'm going to completely revolutionize wellness. What do you hope that Gut Personal, what's that mark that you hope to leave?
It's the deservingness to feel good. I think, you know, I come from the Midwest too. We just shovel things under the rug, right? Like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. Those whispers, those screams. I really hope to shape the personalized health space, but really what I want to shape is the deservingness, that I deserve to feel good and to infuse actionable steps that people can take every day to feel good.
Love it. So you've got, so you've been doing a lot of testing this year. So would love for you to talk a little bit about that. And then I believe you also have a masterclass coming up, right?
Yes. If you want to learn about how to fix your gut so you can feel amazing, then we're going to have a masterclass July 28th. We would love to see you there. Myself and our lead dietitian, Jillian, who sees all of our clients. You can literally be from all over the world to fix your gut. Most of our clients are in the US, but we'll talk about gut testing there. We'll talk about how to fix your gut. We'll talk about those whispers, those screams, and answer your questions about gut testing. So that'll happen July 28th. If you have any questions about what we've talked about, though, I'd love to connect. I'm a big connector. Like, I want to hear, you know, what you have questions on before the masterclass. So shoot me a DM. I'm an open book. I'm literally here on this planet. I know it for sure to help people feel better. And so one of my love languages is you being like, hey, I feel like this. I'm like, hey, here's this supplement, or here's this routine, or, you know, whatever it is. I just love supplements. They're such an amazing health hack, right? They're fast, they're effective. We need them. They're not supplemental. Everyone needs to be on supplements. So yeah, that's where you can learn more. And then you can also take our quiz online, gutpersonal.com/insurancebuzz, and we'll give you a discount.
Yeah!
Let's go. Yeah, Bridget has actually been nice. She's been very giving. So if you decide to, number one, I'd recommend making the master class, make the webinar. But two, if you decide to move forward with the testing, she gave a huge discount to everyone that tunes into the Buzz. So you get $150 off. Check out the link below. Bridget, what social media where are you hanging out? Are you on Instagram? You on LinkedIn? You on Facebook? You on all of them? Like where can people connect with you?
I'm mostly on Instagram, and I just made my first LinkedIn post. So
Let's go.
and now I talked about fundraising. I was like, you know what? I need to rip this Band-Aid off. I want to have more good business conversations. So, I'm committed, and maybe of course I came on this podcast and now I'm committing to doing something, but I'm committed to doing one LinkedIn post a week, and just because that's what I desire, right? I desire more business. So we're getting on there.
LinkedIn's where it's at, baby. So Bridget, thank you. This has been freaking amazing. My mind is blown. I mean, even with the stats you gave, 70% of serotonin, 70% of immune system. Your gut is personal, my friends. If you want to make sure you're crushing it, to be able to crush it in the professional space, you have to crush it in the personal space. Yes. And you have to make sure you're crushing your personal health. Your health should be a priority. For you to be a good parent, for you to be a good spouse, for you to be a good friend, for you to be a good anything, you have to make sure you are feeling good all the time. Courtney and I are devoted to making sure we're feeling the best we can and devoted to investing in our health. And I hope that you do the same. So, as always, time and attention are by far our most important assets. We appreciate you spending time with us today on The Buzz. We appreciate your support as always. Go out, make it great. Bridget, thanks again, my friend.
Thank you so much.